What is going on, YouTube? I am VR, and today we are building a rocket. So, I just noticed someone built R2-D2, but anyways, on to the video. So, you gotta press on this cube thing first, and now you're gonna have to just build a ring. So, first you gotta place a block. Then go all the way down to wedges. And then you build right here. See, someone just asked me if I want to ride. I'm working on a video right now. Working on a tutorial video right now. That's all I gotta say because So, anyways, let's get back to this video. And so, now we have this ring. Now, you're gonna need to put this up 3 times. And then, now, get a huge rocket engine. Or, if you want, 4 large rocket engines. So, it's kind of like the Orion. So I'm just gonna go up here now, and if you want, I'm just gonna show you what this thing looks like when it flies. So, yeah, that thing launches into the air really fast. So, now, we're gonna need to build. So, first, go to the gear section. So, go down to smoke pipe, and then place 4 in the gaps between the rocket engines. So, this looks a bit more realistic, and this looks, or, if you don't want more realism, you just, basically, so, yes, so basically, the smoke comes out of the engines, but I'm just going to go with the first option, just placing down here. Oh, my friend might be chatting. So, I just said hi to my friend Tyus, and okay. And so, now, just fill in the center with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, fill that part up. Or, if you want to go realistic, so just put wedges down here. And now get a triangle wedge, and then just place your blocks. This might not look as realistic because the rocket engines are directly on the corner, but it just looks more realistic because a lot of rockets have a curve on the bottom. So now that anyways, so you've got your bottom engine bell, which is where all the engines are gonna be. So now you're gonna need a beam 1x7 because now we're making the first stage. gotta place this 2 times. So you've got the first stage. So now you're gonna need to do the same thing you did to, like, you're gonna need to get a wedge 1x2, place it all around, so there we go. We've got this part done, and so now you're just gonna need to keep placing this. Let me see. Okay, so guys, so guys, like this, like what I just did here, you're gonna need to do this all around. So first, we've got our first quadrant done. Now next quadrant. You just gotta keep placing your block like this. Your wedges like this. And now we've got our second quadrant done. Third quadrant time. And as you can see, this orange thing is going towards the center. That's because I'm getting equal weight on all sides. There's a lot of weight on the bottom for like the engines and stuff, but I'm gonna add I'm gonna add super rocket engines to actually get a realistic speed. So now we've got this thingamabob. So now it takes off. You just need a lot more pressing of the W key to actually get it to work. Oh wait, I just realized that I forgot this section. Boom. Okay, that's fixed. It's not an eyesore anymore. Okay, so now we're gonna make the boosters. So delete these side pieces, including there. So the 2 sides that were deleted are here, but only the 1x7s and that 1 block, right? None of the wedges. So now we're gonna move up here, getting a different block. This block 1 times 0.9. And I'm just gonna show you. You need the shortened edge. You need the edge that is shorter than an actual block here. I learned this trick from another tutorial about the space shuttle, and I used it in that build. So yeah, and you're just gonna leave 1 singular block empty. So now you gotta move the block you gotta turn the block the opposite way and work on the side. So basically like this. And if you're wondering why we're leaving a block in the center, well, I'll show you. Okay, so now that we're finished with the sides, it is not, we're gonna need to get this gray thing. It's called a disconnector. We gotta have the thin part facing out on both sides. So we're now gonna work on the boosters. So okay, so the booster is gonna separate through that block, and both boosters are gonna separate at the same time because we're gonna be changing some of the controls, but not all of them. And the ones that we're not changing are the disconnectors for the so I just made a cross symbol. So I made a cross, so I know where to put the wedges and this booster block. And so now we're working on the top parts of this booster itself. So now we got the cone shape. And we're not coloring anything yet because we've got to finish the build, then color. So okay, so I just realized that we actually need to add one more layer or two if you want your first stage to be taller than your boosters. Just add two, and that's what I'm doing. And because we want everything to look right and look like an actual NASA rocket than whatever my old rockets were. And also, after we're done with the boosters, we're gonna get onto the inside of the first stage and for turning directions and everything. And we're also going to add, and this might actually supposed to work in zero gravity, but I will attempt a rocket launch at the end of this video with it not on. So now what you want to get is you gotta place a 3x3 cylinder below your nose cone for the boosters. And as you can see, it barely reaches the block 1 times 0.9 we placed. And now you gotta place it until the bottom, where we're gonna place a huge rocket engine. Or because this won't fit, we're actually gonna remove a part of the booster. So we're not gonna paint anything just yet. So what you want to do is just copy this to the same side. Okay, so now I just finished the nose cone for the other booster. So now let's get on to the actual booster. So you're gonna need a cylinder 3x3 because the huge rocket booster is a 3x3. So let's remove that, and now we're gonna get a huge rocket engine. And so now we actually got the first stage done. It is time for a test. Alright, and see, as I told you. Okay, so yeah, you see the problem now. We're gonna need to go inside this. Don't worry, I left this top open. So now you're gonna need to add a super rocket engine and add this all the way up to the above one block above the disconnector, which is the super rocket engines are two blocks tall. So the engine bell is right next to the right on the disconnector, but the white part of it is not. So now we got so yeah, the boost, yeah, you see the problem now. We're gonna need to change this. Okay, so our things for the boosters are gonna be different. Wait, I just switched that. Okay, so for both boosters, there's on the screen right here is L and K. Those are the keys for both. So now we can actually move on to directions and stuff. So go back inside. You're gonna need to, I'm already in propeller, so you're gonna need to press on this screwdriver button. And for changing directions, A and D and off and only mode are for the back side. Now you gotta switch them for D and A. Hold on, that is not supposed to be there. So hold on, I'm just gonna quickly do this again. A and D for this side, and you're gonna want it to be on the same height as the top rocket booster. Then switch for the other side, and you have that. So for changing in forward and backward, you're gonna need that for this side. Then you're gonna need that for this side. So I think those are good directions. So booster separation test. And the boosters fell, so that's a good sign. Okay, so we've got our first part of this tutorial done. And now we're gonna need to make a second stage. I don't know how that guy made the SLS. Holy. So now you're gonna need to add a layer of blocks. I'm using a beam 1x4, which is what you should do, because this is gonna be where a lot of the engine things were. So now we're in a 1, 2, 3 space. So add one block on these blocks. No, wait. On the outside middle blocks here. So like this. Then you're gonna need they're gonna need these. But wait, we gotta switch them. So the key for this is gonna be N. So let me just switch that here. So N is gonna be the separation for the second stage. But wait a second, because those blocks, we're gonna turn them into motors, and we're gonna lock these. We're just gonna set the power off, and so let's see, what engine is perfect for this? Is the perfect size? Yeah, that large engine is not good. It's definitely not. Oh. Oh my god. Bro, who the heck is lagging the game? Like, seriously. Bro. Hold on. I gotta reload Roblox. I'm reloading Roblox. Yeah, so anyways, we're returning. Hopefully the rocket is saved, because if it's not saved, then we're gonna have to redo this entire tutorial. Wait a second. Okay, so yeah, but I spawned literally inside. Okay, I'm just gonna leave through the top. So right here. Okay. So now that we're back in a server that does not have a lag machine, thankfully, we can finally return back to the tutorial. Okay. So now, you need to get a huge rocket engine. So, for this. So now, okay, so you're gonna need to get okay, so my friend Titus joined me. Okay, so I'm saying hi to my friend. Okay, you don't need to say hi to your friend. That's not part of this tutorial. So we're just going to do a test. Oh, so it is pointing down. So we want this facing that facing. So okay, so we've basically got the main part of our second stage pretty much done. The main engine part. So basically like this, you're placing blocks. Okay, so I gotta fix something here. You don't have to do this, but I mean, you gotta really fix this. So we're just replace the second disconnector below the first one. Replace it with a locked motor with its power off. So, and you gotta point this up. So, yeah, and so now we're going to put that block back. Wait. Oh, I understand it now. I understand now. The huge rocket is the problem. Okay, bro. Why did this dude literally just... Okay, so basically, we're gonna need to do the same thing we did to the bottom with the small, they're actually called the large size, so we're gonna have the large rocket engines right here, the 4, and wait, I have an actual idea to make this realistic. I'm just going to add cameras. Is up right here. Okay, did I set... Okay, what did I set the connectors to? Okay, N. Oh wait, I think I understand the problem. The blocks are interfering. So we gotta switch it to... Okay, so that side. Oh. So NM, 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 N. Wait. Okay, hold on. We have a Houston issue here. Houston, we have a problem issue. Trying to get down in here. Okay. Okay, so I think the issue is the large rockets. Okay. So we're just okay. I need to know how the fuck. So now, hopefully. Okay, yeah, so. So, well, that completely failed, and I acknowledge that. Basically got our second stick. So now we're just putting motor locks here. Okay. Putting motor locks there. This actually, motor locks actually help make it seem that, yeah, see? Look. So, seems odd. Okay, so now I think this will work now. Second stage of engines working. I've been recording for like about 30 minutes now. Actually, yeah, it's been 30 minutes that are recording. So quickly, we're gonna need to. Okay, so you're gonna need to add the Oh, I think I know why this thing is turning rapidly the time it launches. Because there's a block missing. So we keep troubleshooting and fixing problems. That's the entire fun of that's literally what NASA does. They just fix things. Every time a rocket fails, fix. And which is really good because we need to fix actual good rockets. Okay, so we're just gonna add this. We're gonna need to do the motor lock thing again for our capsule, which is where. And this capsule is gonna be different. I'm gonna make it like a rounded capsule, no like NASA capsules. So you're just gonna need to add So, here we go. Okay, that was an accident. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing we did for the first stage, separating into the second stage. And so we have the capsule separation part. Wait, I just remembered. We need to fill these in. I'm just gonna add one more layer because that's exactly what we did for the first stage separation system. So okay, so now we have our second stage, which is very simple, just a circle with engines and a really complex separation system. So, okay, so now we are going to motor lock this. Okay, powered block. And you don't have to change this, I did this because okay. Okay, so now for this disconnecting system, we're going to actually use the key B. So okay, so we're gonna build the heat shield of the capsule, which is connected to the second stage. In fact, I'm just going to flip this upside down because it's gonna look really ugly, and you actually want your rocket to look nice. So B, flip it upside down, then boom. So now this heat shield, it won't really work because heat shields don't exist in Plane Crazy. Okay, I just realized I made a huge mistake. We need a triangle wedge block. Okay, so our heat shield is done. Wait, no. We need to finish this. Boom. So now our heat shield is almost done because we still gotta put this out. No, wait a second. I just realized I gotta... Okay, so put one block there, one block here, one block there, one block here. So now get a wedge 1x2 and place it like this. Remove that one. No wait, it has to be a wedge 1x3. Or was it a wedge 1x4? Yeah, it's a wedge 1x4. This one's actually tall enough. Okay, so now we've got the founding basis for our capsule. So now you gotta put blocks on top. And now you're gonna go to the half blocks, get a half wedge down. Wait, a half wedge down 1x2. Okay, so we got a bit of so this is gonna look really weird, but I don't care because this is my rocket. We're gonna have small areas in the top where the parachutes come through. And that's because the parachutes, they're gonna launch, and then we're gonna land on land. And then we're gonna add a trap door in the top. And it lines up with the half blocks. So the protective area. This is we already have the heat shield, which is a protective. So triangle wedge block. We need a 1x4. So now we got a 1x4, a triangle wedge 1x4, and we're placing it within the wedge blocks, these little triangle pieces within the wedge block. So this is what the inside. We're just gonna make this more curved. Okay. So in the middle of your capsule, place a main pilot seat, and separation, and then so B, and so basically so we're testing out the system. And parachutes open right now. So we got these chutes. So we're dropping at a speed of 103. And basically everything that we separated hit the ground. So and debris and the second stage of debris might have hit the ocean. And the heat shield protected us from the heat of the atmosphere. So I'm just gonna put 300 speed because I'm tired of waiting for this thing to finish launching. And soon enough, I'm gonna press reset gravity, reset, and then we land. And yeah, we land on our side, so you're gonna need to ragdoll your way out. Yep. You're just gonna need to jetpack your way out of there. So yes, this is the capsule, and so now we're gonna move on to painting. Okay, I just gotta move this rocket back because I am stuck in here. Okay, so I moved it back. So, first, go up to your boosters. It's the only painting we're doing of the boosters. Just paint the ring black. Paint it black. The ring on the boosters. And so, yeah. You can do this. You can make a design on the blue on the second stage. Sorry, but I'm just doing blue because that's my favorite color, and plus, this is crazy space. This agency, the crazy space agency, and I just kind of messed something up. I gotta change the engines to match the color. So there we go. So guys, I'll see you when painting is done. Okay, so this is the finished rocket. This is the finished rocket. Okay, so anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You can do anything you want with this rocket. You can make a movie, you can do anything. So and as my last part of this video, I'm gonna paint the insides of the rocket. Okay. So now we finished the rocket, and I'm gonna show you the different ways the launch escape system could happen. So yeah, the second stage would launch, and then the thing would use the momentum to launch itself into the ocean, but it would speed too fast, and the second stage would just basically fall out of the map. So I hope you like this tutorial, and let me know what you want me to do a tutorial on